sometimes you just gotta say, fuck that shit. Fuck that stupid shit. You know, when you're thinking about or getting consumed by the internal resistance of the task that you might have to do, whatever it may be, you know, going out into the street, going out to the shop, going down to work, going down to the gym, wherever it may be, whatever it may be, talking to someone, taking that step towards whatever goal it is, and you're feeling some kind of internal resistance, you've just got to say, fuck that shit, fuck that stupid shit, and snap yourself out of it. Don't let it grow, you know, just snap yourself out of it and keep it moving. That's how it is. That's how it's done. You just got to keep moving forward. Don't let the mental internal dialogue consume you. That's it. It's that easy. It's literally that easy. It's so much easier than people make it for themselves. Make it all complicated, and it's literally just get up and say, fuck that shit. Fuck all the stupid bullshit that you tell yourself in your head, you know. It's all lies anyway. Action, my friend, action. That's what we need. That's what you need. You need to get out of the house. You need to get out of the house. Get out of your room. Or then, if you can't get out of your house, take steps towards whatever your goal may be. Study something. Study whatever it is that's interesting to you. Hoi, good morning. Whatever interests you, whatever's good for you to know, that's interesting for your goal, that's going to be contributing towards you achieving your goal. That's what you want to advance towards. You're always going to feel a certain level of resistance as pertaining to the action that's in front of you. And depending on that action, the resistance is going to be bigger or smaller. And also depending on the momentum that you're carrying with you on that moment, on that day. Sometimes you'll be carrying loads of momentum with you. It doesn't even matter, you know, you won't even feel any resistance. And sometimes you're going to be cold, let's just call it cold. You're going to feel like maybe you need to warm up before snapping out of it to get into the zone. I guess it's just part of the natural human experience. Every day is not the same. It probably comes down to our neurotransmitters as well, and a lot to do with our hormones, as well as our surroundings, the environment. It all kind of mixes in together. But you can also, through sheer willpower and mental fortitude, you can force yourself to be, or at least to snap out of the silliness, to snap out of the daze. Obviously, you're not always going to hit that sweet spot where the way you say things just hits like nice, and you get in state, what they would call in state, and you just super charismatic with everyone you talk to, and you don't have a problem striking up conversations. But that's not every day. That's you can't rely on that. That's also an externality. You got to rely on your internal processes. You got to rely on your own belief systems. And it maybe is a bit delusional, but at least you're consciously deluding yourself, and you're not being deluded by the false narrative that's being pushed in society. Because basically we're getting lied to, you're being lied to. So at least, if anything, you got to lie to yourself and just say, I am the man. And really, it's not a lie, is it? If you believe that in yourself and you behave like that and you carry yourself like that, you then end up being the man or whatever. Another thing that's also important to focus on, you know, when you're talking about, or when I'm talking about people feeding themselves with good quality nutrition and doing exercise early in the morning and all that, it's also very important to feed your brain with the good quality information. I think the lowest level is when you're getting tricked by cults and scammers and stuff like that. That's one of the lowest levels. That's when you're at tier 0, let's just say. Then tier 1 would be when you're falling for the mainstream narrative and getting vaccinated and all this, believing everything that's on the news, completely, I believe, brainwashed. And then tier 2 would be people that are breaking out of that but still kind of scared of going against popular beliefs. And then tier 3 is where the good quality information lies, where I believe my content sits. The information that I give out, I believe, is of the highest quality. That's why I think that it's very beneficial. Whoever is lucky enough to watch this type of stuff, you're basically hitting a gold mine as well. On a side tangent a little bit, this is so valuable. These things, you can't buy them, you know. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You can't just go around with all the money in the world and then be so open and so charismatic on command, on demand. And that's why it's so valuable. So that's why money can't buy it. You can literally just take this wherever you want in the world, wherever you go, whatever time. How valuable is that? If you internalize this type of beliefs, you can just go anywhere, pretty much anywhere. I mean, unless it's like some dangerous place where it's not of your interest to have this kind of behaviors. But you can go pretty much anywhere in the world and behave in this manner. You're going to attract high quality, fun, cool people. You're going to have a great time every time. That's why this is something that money can't buy, in a sense. You can't just put down £3,000 or whatever and then expect people all around you, or, you know, that day, people to react with, see you in a positive light or be charismatic. This doesn't work like that. You can go out, buy yourself a new watch, 50 grand. Yeah, maybe you feel a little bit good, validated, you know, self-validated because you was able to buy the nice Rolex. But at the end of the day, it's just a little trinket that sits on your wrist. It doesn't start up the conversations for you. It doesn't unstifle your brain for you, your brain chemistry. That's why this is so valuable. It's literally priceless. When you finally internalize these types of beliefs and you put them into practice, it's awesome. But that's it. It all comes down to the quality of information that you're digesting, that you're letting into your brain, that you're actually letting sit and set and crystallize in your neural pathways and take over the plasticity of your brain. It all comes down to what quality information you're letting set inside you. So that's why it's so important to find quality sources. It's not because anything else, really. It's not because, you know, whoever's making the quality information and is trying to get money. I'm quite happy with enough money to sustain myself. I don't need money. Like I say, I talk about not spending money and that. So I'm not that bothered about money, to be honest. As long as I got enough to sustain me and the people that I love. And then obviously if I generate a certain amount of value and I deserve that kind of financial reward, then I welcome it, of course. But I would only put it towards good causes anyway. It's so rare as well to have this kind of belief system. That's most of the population. I mean, look at that. These types of people, not all of them, but these types of people have got the quality information, and they use that information to then get out of the matrix, basically. I mean, Andrew Tate does have a point, you know. And I'm sitting here saying, or I'm standing here walking here saying that I wouldn't spend all the money, but obviously you've also got to have all the money to then be able to say that. So I'm not really someone that should be saying that. Let's just say that. Because you never know as well. Imagine if you end up having like 100 million in the bank. Why wouldn't you buy yourself a little Lamborghini? Especially if you've earned it through whatever mechanism that you've made, that you've done. Well, that's what I mean. When you see these people driving around in nice cars, I'm not saying every single one of them, probably 1 out of 10 really, or maybe half of them, 5 out of 10 are able to, I mean, the other half are either rich kids, which doesn't mean that they don't have this kind of ideas, information floating around in their brain, but they also, like I said in another video, they lack that kind of grit, that when things aren't going for you, when you get rejected, and it's just this type of thing, because I'm not saying they don't experience any type of rejection, but when you're on them echelons of life, you don't really have problems, you know? You don't really have problems. Like, you're a billionaire, or you're a billionaire's son, you've basically got a line of women waiting for you to get married to you. You've got the money's not an issue, is it? You just get money, speak to your dad and you get some money. What else is there? It's like, what am I going to do with my life? That's your problem. So that's it. These people, you know, when they're driving around with the nice cars, I can see it in them. When they are unstifled and kind of out of the mental prison, you can see it in their face. They've got this disdain as well for the average person, because it's horrible, really. It's horrible. I'm sure whoever sees this has experienced this at some point. It's like they know something that you don't. And they kind of look at you with this disdain, like saying, you believe the lie. Ugh, another person that believes the lie. Ugh. Or when they have to go out in public and mix with the public, they're like, oh, all these people that are brainwashed, get me away from them. That's why they have these high-end parties, because they want to only be around people that are also out of the mental prison. Because it is draining as well, being around people that believe in the illusion of this being spoon-fed to you. So yeah, but the good news is, you don't actually have to have money to be out of the group think, to be out of the mental illusion. You don't actually have to have money. All you need is to take action and to see for yourself. Unstifle yourself. Go out there and speak loudly and stand up straight and watch how people react. And you're going to see the haters, they just put like a sign up saying, here I am. And then the people that are resonating with you, and it doesn't mean that everyone's a hater if they don't like you. Not everyone's going to like you. But the people that get it, you can see it in their face. They don't even have to necessarily say anything to you. You can see they don't have the negativity that comes with the jealousy and the disdain of those types of people that are stuck in the mental prison, wishing that they could get out, but they can't, because they're too stuck in their ego and in their belief systems that doesn't even serve them, and it destroy their reality if they started to take on these types of beliefs. That's why they're comfortable. They're comfortable, no need to change, no real external pressure to change. Sat there hating on you, like someone that's actually trying, someone that's got a bit of drive to them, someone that's actually going for something in their life and believes in themselves, someone that's not afraid to fail, someone that's not afraid of rejection. I ain't never been rejected. I ain't never been rejected, because you never put yourself out there. And then a lot of people end up getting influenced by these people's mindset. It's so toxic and damaging to the society. Fucking drug addicts as well, a lot of them. That's why I'm passionate about this. It's because a lot of people are really genuinely good people. They're being forced into a box by other people that act like they know what they're doing with their life, but they don't really. Nobody knows what's going on. So might as well enjoy yourself, but don't get stuck in that group thing. Don't let people put you in the box that first of all, that don't even know you, that you don't know. You don't know that they also take a shit in the morning that stinks. I mean, for all you know, you are the one that should be setting the tone, not them, you know, for the dynamic between you and them. So self-belief's got to be up there. Self-belief. Ask yourself first, do I like this person? Do I believe this? Do I fall for the trap or fall for the illusion? You should have, that should be it. You should anchor your self-image on your self-belief of yourself. It should all be generated through your own self. Generate it yourself, you generate it. You can't rely on whether other people are validating that. Doesn't matter whether other people validate you. You've been lied to. We've been lied to in school, in the workplace, on the telly. We've been lied to. It doesn't matter what other people think of you. Of course, don't go out there, take a shit in the middle of the road and then start eating it or something. Obviously, don't do them types of things. But more than anything, because it's actually disgusting, and you should find that disgusting yourself. But at least use your own internal belief system to judge whether it's good enough or not good enough, the behaviours that you're having. But you shouldn't let other people dictate how you should behave. That's the thing. I think that's what we're fighting against a lot at the moment. Because all the woke stuff and the corporate nonsense, it all kind of ties in together with this hammering down and putting people in boxes. And that's why people get depressed and end up killing themselves. It's partly because of this. Because people don't want to live like that. Don't want to be stuck in a box and don't want to be, I couldn't speak to so-and-so, or I couldn't say such and such to so-and-so because otherwise I get sacked. So I just got to sit down in my office chair and be a good little boy. And it's so sad. It's so sad. And then people end up killing themselves over stuff like that because they're depressed. There's nothing that's making them want to live. And then they've gone out and done the drug thing and done the party thing, thinking maybe that's what they are. That's their identity. They're the party person. They've tried that. And all that's done is damage their brain, made the internal dialogue way more chaotic, made that internal demon that's trying to hold you down. It's like giving him steroids, basically. Coming back to the whole leaving the drugs behind thing. When you were able to defeat the demon on steroids, then that makes you superhuman. That's the thing. That's one way of finding the positive in the negative, but it's so difficult. It's so tough. That's why I say I don't recommend it. That's not the path that you want to take. You don't want to start off by doing drugs and then quitting drugs. That's like hell. You don't want that. But if you've gone down that path, realize that it's a demon on steroids that you're fighting internally, and you've got to defeat him. And when you defeat him, you'll have a superpower. But you don't need to go through that to have the superpower as well. I mean, you could make life much easier for yourself by not doing that shit. And it wouldn't make you any less powerful or worthy of success. It would probably make success taste much better because your dopamine receptors and your serotonin receptors and all your neurotransmitters have not been messed with. So the sensation, the internal sensation of satisfaction is going to be so much greater. But yeah, you've got to let go of that necessity to be validated by people externally. You've got to let go of that. Let go of it. Doesn't matter how many likes you get. Doesn't matter how many views you get. Doesn't matter how many people smiling at you on one day or reacting to you on one day. Got to let go of all that. How many girls are hitting you up, or how many girls you're meeting up with, or whatever. How much money you're making. Doesn't matter. I mean, I've never been a billionaire, never been a millionaire. But I've had a decent amount of money for where I'm from. Decent. Doesn't mean shit. If anything, I perform less well when I have money. My best performances are always when I just don't care. And I'm just me. That's it. Brother, some people are going to resonate, some people not going to resonate. It's not your problem. But you got to generate it. You got to generate it. You got to generate that self-belief. You got to generate it. You've got your life energy inside you. Use it. Don't just use it to be another battery for the people that are trying to keep you down, man. Fuck them. They don't give a fuck about you. You could die, you could kill yourself, you could do anything, and they wouldn't even give a fuck. They'd laugh and have a party. That's why, man. Come on, let's go, come on, people, come on. It's time to start moving, man. It's time to start moving. You can't just be another person that's depressed and not doing anything about it, falling for the illusion. No, man, no, that's not us here. we're doing something. We're doing something about it. That's it. And it's tough, man. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, you're like, fuck, got a big battle ahead of people. I gotta go basically have butt heads with all these people that are stuck in their own bubble and frame and negativity. And you gotta force yourself to be positive. But it's like it comes back to you when I just started today, the video. Fuck all that stupid shit. Fuck all that stupid shit. Just get out there. Action. We're taking action. That's it. You're moving towards your goal. We ain't scared of failure here. I've failed millions of times, for fuck's sake. Look at me, I'm still here, still in one piece. Gotta keep it moving. Mind over matter, my brother. And that's it. I mean, of course we need all the corporate force as well. Of course you do. For the world to function, we need it. Of course we do. The thing is, some people have a higher tolerance level to that kind of stifling than other people. Some people just don't have that kind of tolerance for the being stuck in a box for so long and doing things that you don't. It's not even that you don't like, it's just things that you don't want to do. Everybody's got to do stuff you don't want to do, okay? But some people got a higher tolerance than others for being told what to do. I'm one of those. I'm actually quite tolerant. I've been able to stick at jobs for years, for 4 or 5 years at a time, and not be depressed about it, just get on with it. The thing is, as well, time goes by and nothing changes. Everything stays the same. I just wanted to get that big tree. It's massive. Fucking hell. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Time goes by and nothing changes. And that's it. If you're not happy with your life, then you got to do something about it, man. You got to do something. You can't just be complaining. It's not going to get you anywhere. You got to be proactive and do what it takes. Be willing to do what it takes. Be willing to look like a fool. That's what I'm saying as well. When you wake up in the morning, you're like, fuck, I've got to be a fool again. I've got to go and butt heads with all these people that think that they're basically not willing to put themselves out there and fail. They're going to look at you like you're the stupid one. Fuck, I've got to go and believe in myself again. Got to go and work and be confident and stand up straight. Even though it's kind of fun to live like that, to be honest. It's not actually kind of fun, it's super fun. Super fun to be that guy. That's the only way to be. The only thing is, you've been butting heads with people, well, not even butting heads, just like mixing with people that find this kind of stuff offensive sometimes because it challenges their belief system. So basically, you're directly challenging now their belief system. They're going to see you as an enemy. But I got to do what it takes. It's my life at the end of the day. I got to do what it takes to make myself happy, not to be pleasing you. But yeah, you got to be willing to do whatever it takes consistently and have a blind faith that it's all going to work out, that it's all going to be worth it eventually. Because it does. It always comes around. What you put in is what you get out. That's what I'm saying. You got to put a lot of effort, a lot of energy, risk a lot, risk it all. You've only got one life anyway, so don't waste it by doing something that you don't like. Don't live a life that you hate just because you're scared of challenging other people, other people's belief systems. And brother, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The external doesn't matter. You got to anchor it inside you. Because if you let other people's belief or view of you dictate how you feel about yourself, it's unstable. Because the same person that would treat you like shit if you're a waiter, or that would treat you like shit if you're pushing yourself along in a kid's scooter as a form of transport, would suck your dick to sit next to you in a Lamborghini if they had the chance to, you know? Maybe not quite, but it's a metaphor. But they would definitely be kissing your ass because you're driving around in a Lamborghini, but because you're pushing yourself along on a children's scooter, oh no, this guy can't do anything for me. Fuck off. You're fucking trapped. You believe in the lie. That's why it's so important to come out of the group dependence on external validation. Yep, that's it. That's what it comes down to. At least what I'm trying to say now. Validate yourself for trying. Validate yourself for being willing to put yourself in risky situations and not be afraid to fail, for taking action, for deciding to believe in yourself when no one else will. That's where true satisfaction comes from as well. When you get a result that nobody thought you was going to get, or that no one believed that you could get, it's like a slap in their face. And don't even do it because of that. Don't even do it because of that. But that's a little bit of icing on the cake. But this is the first step. This is definitely the first step, at least, to get into where you want to go. You've got to snap out of that external validation thing and use your own self-belief as a North Star, as a compass, and drive yourself to your destination. And that, I mean, we're blessed now to have the tools to be able to get a wide reach with this kind of business. It's never been easier, which is crazy, to be honest, and it's free. Crazy. You don't have to put any money in. Just pick up the phone or the camera and start talking. At first, it's going to be sounding like shit, and you're going to be making all kinds of mistakes. You're going to be getting stuck. You're going to feel embarrassed when people see you. But if you keep going, you correct everything, and it's like ready, fire, aim. I imagine it like a desk with all dials in it, like all volume dials, and you tweak the dials. You know, you've got the desk all around you, and you've got like the tonality, the delivery dial, you've got the articulation dial, you've got the volume dial, the energy dial, the stifle dial. And you've got to kind of tweak all the dials till you get it right. But you can't measure it if you don't try it, you know? You've got to put yourself through the test. And the more you do that, the more you reiterate the sequence, the more you get dialed in. And when you get the right sequence of dials with the right message, you put the right message out, that's when you got it, man. So we've got to break out of the mental prison, man. Break out of it. You live once. You got one life. Live your life. That's what you got to do. And this is the way to live life anyway. This is the way to live your life. Everyone's got their own individual experience and individual view of things. But you can't box yourself in so much and try and fit in with everybody, which is how the corporate world wants you to be, and how the fucking DEI, I don't even know what that stands for, but the equality people want you to be, the woke people, they want you to basically try and please everybody. No man, it's not possible. First of all, it's not possible. Second of all, it's fucking dull as shit. It's boring. It's depressing. It's illogical. It's a stupid way to live your life. You regret it when you're on your deathbed. That's it. When you're a kid, how do you behave? You don't have any limitations in your mind. If you've got good parents, they're going to be pumping up your state whenever you do something good. And that ends up, your parents are your first, if you're lucky enough to have good parents and two parents, not everybody's lucky enough to have that, but if you are, they're your first reference point. They're the first ones that are going to be validating your behaviors. How did it feel? Do you try and remember how it felt to be a kid? You used to just walk around and say things that would make you laugh, and because you thought it was cool, and that would be the way to have fun. Go running around and being yourself. You see kids running around and just saying silly little things and shouting and being themselves. And you lose that as you get older. You try and fit in the corporate box. Surely go. So you got to go back to that. This is what I'm saying. Come back to being your own internal validator. Don't let some fucking idiot that earns what? Because he earns 100,000 a year or 10,000 a month. Oh yeah, now that person's successful, wears a suit, must know what he's talking about. Must be a good reference point. And that person internally gains all the validation from his job and from the position that he's in and the money that he sees going into the bank account, which is still rookie numbers when you're looking at comparing it to other people. But obviously, if you compare it to the vast majority, yeah, way above average. Whoa, unbelievable. I mean, yeah, good for you. I'm not hating on you or anything, but at the end of the day as well, you've basically sold your soul for that position. Now you've got to fit in a certain range of behaviors, and you can't go outside of them behaviors because you'll lose your position And that's got to be inside and outside of work. If you get caught outside of work behaving how you really would want to behave, if we're being honest, in some situations, and you get caught on camera and that gets shown to your boss, most people with these positions would lose their jobs. So you shouldn't let someone like that dictate how you live your life. You're letting people that have sold their souls to the corporate world make you doubt yourself and doubt your worthiness as a human being because you're not part of the battery. Come on, man. There's more to life than auto-generated the mental prison that wouldn't give a flying fuck if you disappeared in 10 seconds time in front of them. Even if they saw it, they wouldn't even care. They'd go out that night and party if there was a party on, and they'd laugh and have just as much fun if they saw it as if they didn't see it. You disappear, in a terrible fate. So yeah, you've got to have a fair amount of grit to make it, because otherwise you're not going to make it. You're basically forced to have a certain amount of grit, because otherwise life will just not reward you until you get to the point where you've earned it, basically. And the funny thing is it's indeterminate. Some people will have to try harder than others to achieve a certain level of success, but that's why you shouldn't really compare yourself to other people. But if you want to do anything that's worthy of doing, you've got to develop this grittiness and willingness to stick it out to the bitter end and going right until the end, whether it's out socializing, or you going out for a run, or working menial labor jobs, or studying. If you've decided to set off on that path, you should let, when things get tough, basically, like I put it down to when I'm on a bike, when you're riding a bike. I've done a little bit of cycling, road cycling, not a lot, a little bit, but where's the most I've ever done is about 120k in one ride. But you're going to get to a point, even from the beginning, really, it's kind of tough, but you push through the beginning stages and you warm up, and then it's easy. You go for an hour, 2 hours, just at your own pace. But then you get to a point where you're getting kind of tired. You've been on the bike for 3 or 4 hours. You've still got another hour left. You still got to push up hills and still got to push against wind. That's when the grittiness is developed. When you want to stop, when you want to give up, and you just keep pushing through, that's when you start to get to know what you really are capable of. And that's it. You've got to push through. You've got to develop that sense of grit. It's not all going to be fun and games. Obviously enjoy the fun and games, but it's not always going to be fun and games. There's going to be times where it's just not going to be pleasant. That's when your character is tested. It's an important facet of your personality. It's got to be one of the fundamental facets of who you are.